Welcome back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm recapping episode 1, season 1 of Bridgerton. I love this show. Full disclosure, I already watched this whole thing. I'm sure you guys already watched the whole thing too. It was only 8 episodes of absolute goodness. It was a show that it was just like, honey, put it in my veins, give me more of it. I binge watched this show with my mom when I was visiting her for Christmas. That was my vacation. I didn't have any of my equipment with me to recap the show. So I felt like I could just come back here and recap it with y'all. I thought about doing just one season 1 video, but I have the time. Let's go back through it episode by episode. Y'all didn't watch it and recap it with me, so it don't count. We gonna do this as a family. So before we begin, Bridgerton is a new series, relatively new. I mean, the way these streaming services are cranking out content, stuff is new for an hour, but it is Shonda Land produced. Of course, we know Shonda Rhimes from Scandal. We know her from How to Get Away with Murder. I do not watch Grey's Anatomy. I can't watch medical dramas. Don't ever look to me to do anything like that. That stresses me out. We know and love Auntie Shonda. I don't know if she's comfortable being called an auntie, but we know and love her. Of course, some of her choices are up for critique, just like everything else. We'll get to some of those later on in the season. So today we're just gonna do episode 1. I just wanna start by saying, obviously, I love the show. I love period pieces. I love British TV. These are things that if you are new here, you should know about me. I think that British actors just bring something to their performances that it's otherworldly. I'm obsessed with British TV, British comedies, British movies, and I also really enjoy period pieces. I have really gotten into the Jane Austen style love stories, romances, thanks to quarantine. I went back and watched Pride and Prejudice because I'm a huge fan of Matthew Fadden. I'm probably messing up his name, but you guys know him from Succession. He also did Ripper Street, which is another really great show. But said all that to say, when I saw that this was a period piece that was also blind casted, so race isn't a huge thing. So kind of think the Cinderella movie with Brandy back in the day. This show isn't as diverse, but race is not at the forefront of the storytelling, which I enjoy. Some people are critical of. I think that if we can watch fantasy movies about dragons and giant trolls and aliens and anything else, why can't we have a fantasy world where racism doesn't rule everything? It's been a nice break, a reprieve, if you will, from so much of the real life things that we've been seeing forever, basically. So I enjoy it. Some people have, been saying they've had a hard time focusing or buying into the story because, racism is ingrained in so much of our culture, especially in our country. So it is a little bit, it's fantastical, but I think that's something that we deserve to have every now and again, especially as Black people. We need a break from seeing trauma. So I'm enjoying it for that reason. So this show takes place during the Regency era, and that is evident by the fact that it's like, 1813 in the town of Grosvenor Square. You guys will hear me go in and out of my British accent. I'm sorry if you are from there. It's a thing I've been doing since I was little. I'm sorry. Please don't judge me. It happens. Whatever. And the costuming and the cinematography. Let's take a moment. Put it in my veins. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I am 5'2". I am very curvy. I can't wear empire waistlines. That's the things that the girls are wearing in this show, where the waistline hits right under the bust. We typically see them in like maternity dresses, and you have to have a very specific body type, ideally, to be able to pull this off like in real life, like on the red carpet. But I think they actually did such a good job of translating that style to the different body types of the different women on the show. It's just beautiful. The fabrications, it's that very romantic kind of aesthetic. I'm obsessed with it. I do want to say before we get into it, yes, Daphne's bangs. Daphne's bangs are giving what Ray J's hat was giving in that one video of him. They just, sometimes they're apart, then sometimes they're full, then they, what is that? Do not want. I'm sure it's a part of the era, but do not want. No. So, set the scene. It is the start of the social season for the aristocracy in this town, or as they call it, the town. And right now, the girls who have come of age are being presented to society so that they can be chosen for marriage by eligible lords, basically, the rest of the aristocracy. So that includes everyone who, you know, from the king on down. They have to go before the bad bitch queen. She has to give her stamp of approval of, you know, declaring who is the hot girl of the social season. You know, the girls are going to be going out to balls. They're going to be dressed to the nines. They're out here trying to get shows. I mean, honestly, is it much different than now? It's really funny too how some of the things that you're seeing take place in this show based in the 1800s, you still kind of see some of that now. These girls are basically being pimped out by their families to continue this lineage of fortune and high standing in society. None of these people have real actual jobs, which is a part of what makes you a part of the aristocracy, that you don't work. You know, y'all just got family money. You know, again, is it that different from today? Anyway, so we meet some of the different families. Of course, the show is called Bridgerton, so we meet the Bridgerton family. We also meet the Featheringtons. Lady Featherington is draining. She's kind of a joke amongst people. She keeps trying to get her daughters married off. Her daughters really give you the evil stepsisters from Cinderella vibes. The other daughter, Penelope, though, who I absolutely adore, she was on the show called Dairy Girls. If you have never watched Dairy Girls and you want to laugh, please watch Dairy Girls. It's on Netflix. So I was really happy to see Penelope. I think that she is adorable. Something you should know about period pieces, there's always going to be one or two girls who don't actually want to be a part of the social season. They don't want to be presented for marriage. You always will have the one girl who's a feminist, right? Who's like, I shouldn't have to, and I want to do blah 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 blah. It's standard. Every single show or movie from this era has to have like at least one or two of those. Pen is, you know, a little bit more bookish. She wants to be kind of, you know, off to the side. She's not really ready to go into society, but Lady Featherington is like, girl, you gonna do what I said. Like a black mama, even though she's white. I also want to point out something that I kept noticing throughout the season. I think that there's something wrong with Lady Featherington, like health-wise. You see her kind of like lift her bang, or like there might be something like with her hairline or something. I think she might secretly be sick. There's something going on with Lady Featherington. Mark my words for next season. So people make fun of them for their style. I really like it. It's colorful, it's fun. It gives me, what is it? Is it Lily Pulitzer who has that like whimsical kind of stuff? Maybe like Betsy Johnson. I enjoy it, but it's kind of a joke amongst the rest of the tone. So the Bridgertons, they're basically like the Joneses. The father died. So you have Lady Bridgerton, which I think her official title is like the Viscountess, Dowager Viscountess or something like that. Dowager usually means that like your husband who gave you this title died, so but you're still here, girl. And she's just known to have a family of beautiful children. We all have different definitions of what's considered beautiful, but her daughter Daphne is being presented for the first time as a debutante. And there's Eloise, who they have, I feel like there are like 4 daughters, but the main ones that we see talk about, you know, whatever throughout the season. There's Eloise, who next season will be debuting, and then there's Daphne, who is, you know, queen. We'll get to that. The brothers, we have to talk about the brothers. Anthony is the oldest brother. He is expected to play the role of, you know, the Viscount. He's reluctant. He doesn't want to get married. He's having a torrid affair with an opera singer who really is like the city girl of this show. Like I said, any person who works is considered not a part of high society. So he can't outright be with this woman, but he take care of her. He pay her bills. You know, she's out here performing. She's a city girl. He's hoping that his brothers will take up the mantle of carrying on the family name. So the second brother is Benedict, who is an artist. He kind of doesn't really see it for high society either. We learn more about him at a later time. And then the baby brother is Colin, who Penn has a crush on. It's very cute. Again, they have other kids, but they just aren't that important, so we're not gonna worry about them. So the show opens up where all the girls are preparing to go present themselves to the queen to be, you know, I guess approved of or rated or whatever. Daphne is declared bad bitch of the season. Fun times ensue, or so you think. So y'all know I have my notes. It's a lot to dial back to since I've seen the whole season. I'm trying to keep everything together. We then kind of sort of meet Lady Whistledown, who is the shade room of the era. She writes this gossip column about everything that's happening in high society. And, you know, she's spilling the tea, giving her 2 cents about what she thinks about everything. And basically, Anthony, who is trying to be like big brother and, you know, make sure that he chooses a good match for Daphne, is going overboard, you know, at this ball. So we meet, we meet Simon, the Duke, a face. I mean, can we talk about it? I could spend a whole hour just talking about that man's face. He just has a good face. So Simon is highly sought after, very beautiful man. He's a duke, so everyone obviously wants to marry a duke, but he has made it very clear he does not plan on marrying anybody. And we are introduced to my favorite character, Lady Danbury. I just live and die for the way that woman delivers her lines. She uses every muscle in her face, and I love it. It's so dramatic. She basically raised Simon. We get to that a little bit later, but she's hosting a ball where, once again, you know, again, it's a social season, so all the girls are coming trying to get shows. You know, they going out to the club, you know, they're in their finest dresses and what have you. And Anthony obviously is accompanying his sister and her mom to this ball where, you know, all of these, now that the queen has spoken, Daphne is the one all of you need to be after. The brother is kind of making sure that she is only dealing with like the cream of the crop, and he's going a bit overboard. Now, at this ball, poor Daphne is being harassed by a man who I wrote his name as Lord Burberry. It's not. It's, what is it? Lord Danbury, I think. No, I made it up. Nigel Burbrook. Very skeevy. I hate his face. But he's kind of in his, you know, the way that they could back then, harassing Daphne like he's really after her. Daphne's trying to get the hell away from him and bumps into Simon, who has been being followed around this ball by all these moms who want their daughter to marry this duke. And she's just trying to escape, and she's like trying to pretend to have a conversation with him. Like, maybe this man will leave me alone if I talk to another man. Like, once again, not a whole lot has changed. And he's thinking that this is some sort of a ruse to get his attention, because that's what's been happening to him all night. They don't have, this is a meet cute, but it's a hostile meet cute. And this is the first meeting of these two. And this is also where we learned that Anthony is best friends with him from their time at Oxford. So we finally get the meeting of the two who are the stars of the show, like off rip. Let's see what comes next. Oh, we are also introduced to the Featheringtons have a cousin who's coming to stay, a distant cousin, Lord Featherington or whatever his title is. We find out why later, but he has a distant cousin who's coming to stay with them, and they have to be responsible for her debut as well. And she ends up being stunningly gorgeous, right? So now Lady Featherington is like, so I gotta try to get my girls married alongside this beautiful ass girl. What the hell? And of course she's a black girl, so that just makes it even more fun. But they don't mention that at all, which is, again, more fun. So per Anthony running off all of these suitors, Lady Whistledown has now reported that maybe Daphne is not the bad bitch we thought that she was. So now Marina Thompson is the girl of the moment, and she has suitors coming out the wazoo, hanging out in the drawing room, you know, reciting sonnets and bringing flowers and all kinds of things. I'm gonna be honest, a part of me, you know, misogyny and patriarchy aside, would really like for a lot of men to be competing for my attention in that way. You know, a girl can dream. Lord, I see what you're doing in the lives of others. So, okay, we get to ball number 2, right? Again, cinematography, just stunning. I want to go to this ball. I want to dress up and go to this ball. It's so pretty. And it's outside. We could socially distance. Somebody do that for me. So, ball number 2, the mom has had to gather Anthony by his edges, right? Oh, I'm skipping ahead. I forgot about the opera. Social season, sorry. I can't even keep up with these people's social calendar, and I have notes. So, the family goes to the opera, where, once again, Anthony's boo is up there singing. Lady Danbury invites Daphne and her mom to sit in her box, where Lady Danbury and the Viscountess plot to get Simon and Daphne together, since, you know, Lady Danbury really wants him to be married to really take his place in society. And then also there's not great, you know, reports about Daphne actually being like very eligible. So they're like, we need to put these two together. Let's have a dinner. They have the dinner. Simon and Daphne are not feeling each other. He tried her, she tried him back. They're going back and forth, but it's also a little spark there. Anthony does not like it. He don't see it for it. He knows that, you know, he went to school with homeboy. They went to college together, so he knows what type of shit he be on. Like, you're a rake, just like I'm a rake. Don't try to shit with my sister. I know you don't want to be married. Keep it moving. So he makes it known to his mom that he's not happy with this plot. And the mom had to get him together. Like, you can't be running around here acting like you the head bitch in charge, when if your daddy was alive, he would have already had Daphne married off, and now you have her. Now she has like a bad reputation because of you. So figure it the hell out. Anthony takes this to mean that he needs to break up with the opera singer. So he's cutting her off, and she's just like, I know you lying to me. Worst thing that could happen to a city girl, Cher, is her financier is just like, I can't do this no more. And then he decides that he really should move forward with setting up the engagement between Lord Burbrook and Daphne. Now, fast forward. Now we're at ball number 2. Marina is not there because Marina keeps waking up to absolutely white sheets, which means that her period has not come. Ooh! So she's not there. So all eyes, you know, once again are on Daphne. And Anthony tells her, like, you're gonna have to marry him. I did my research. He's a good guy. And it's just like, you didn't research too well, because Daphne runs off in a huff near the dark walk where I guess seedy things happen, and Lord Burbrook tries to force himself upon her, and I was really happy that this didn't end up being a rape scene, and she knocks him out cold. I'm trying to remember if we get to a place where we understand how or why she knew how to do that, but Simon comes along just then, and this is where they decide that they can pretend to form an attachment which would make Daphne more desirable, because people tend to want you more if they see you with someone. People tend to want what they see other people have, especially a duke. So they agreed we're gonna pretend to be together. Simon is like, this will get all these moms off my back, and my aunt will leave me the hell alone, and then we can start, you know, you can get more suitors. Like, I'm not gonna propose, I'm just gonna, you know, we're gonna create the illusion that we have formed an attachment. And that is episode 1. This video is a little bit long because these episodes are quite long. It's only 8 of them, but they are an hour plus a piece. I'm still gonna do my best to try to keep the videos as short as possible. I enjoy a long video, but everybody's not like me. So I want you guys to drop down the comments. Let me know if y'all peeped what was up with Lady Featherington and her hairline or whatever it is that she was doing. Anything that I missed, because like I said, I know this is kind of a truncated version. I'm pretty sure I missed something in my notes, but I really don't want this video to be this long. So drop down the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 1. Let me know what your predictions are for season 2. Like I said, I'm gonna do each episode. I'm sure we all watched it, but it don't count because you didn't watch it with me. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, send your girl a coin via Patreon, and I will see you guys to recap episode 2. Bye.